Hello, we are here and we are getting this going. I am so excited for today. Today, we're going to be talking about a simple three-step formula. It's a framework, it's a really simple formula for being able to create content consistently, right? Without any overwhelm, without any hassle, because we know that the key to really connecting with your clients, to getting more leads, to having more engagement, to growing your sales, increasing your sales, all has to do with the content that we are putting out. So we're going to walk through actually several pieces of my training are going to help you map out what we need to do, what we need to accomplish with our content. And then we're going to talk about what happens, right? What happens if we don't create the content that does that. And then I'm going to show you a three-step formula and you can actually take that home for yourself. So it looks like we're having problems streaming into one location. I'm not sure what that's about, but we're going to go ahead and dig in. So thank you guys for being here. If we have not met, I'm Shauna St. James and I'm a single parent, empty nester. I got into digital marketing and the online business world because frankly, I need more income because I don't want to be stuck working until I'm 80 and then, not have the resources to spoil my grandkids and travel with friends and just do all the fun stuff that we should be able to do in our lives. So that is exactly why I got into digital marketing and online business in general. Part of that, we know when we're out here, we have to promote our business. We have to promote our offer. Whatever it is we have for people, we have to be out here sharing it. I mean, otherwise, nobody's going to know you have anything if you're not sharing that you have it, correct? So we do that through content. We also do that through paid formats, right? If you do paid advertising, that's the other way to promote, or you do organic marketing. And this is a promotion strategy that really the majority of entrepreneurs use because at the beginning, right, our income, we're not earning a lot. So going into paid advertising right away doesn't always make sense financially. It also doesn't make sense until we actually know what our audience responds to. What content response does our audience resonate with? Then at that point, it makes sense to start investing some dollars to expand your reach. But don't do that until you have your content honed in. And this three-step formula is going to help you do that. So let me share my screen really quick. And we're going to walk through, oh, wow, we're just going to walk through several things. I'm going to go ahead and just share my whole screen since we're going to be bouncing around in different tabs. I think the first thing I want to show you is this. Hopefully you can all see this. This is originally from my Mega Selling Artist program, but this is our basic goal, right? If making sales and having success in our business is our goal, these are the steps that we must follow, right? We have to be attracting our audience and our ideal customers right up here in number one. And we do that with the content, right? We need to be sharing our purpose. Once again, that's happens in our content. And we're going to walk through all the different kinds of content that actually make this work for us, right? Then we need to be having some engagement. There's some back and forth there. That's what builds the real connection and the trust factor because frankly, people don't buy things, they buy from people. So it doesn't matter how great your product is if they don't know who you are and they don't trust you, they're not going to trust that your product can solve their problem. So we need to be creating content that creates some engagement. We also need to be creating content that helps us present our solutions and our offers for our clients. That happens in content, right? And then we can also be handling objections through our content. So we call that content objection crushing content, right? Where you're talking about reasons, you're calling out reasons why people may not want to invest in your product or may not, maybe they don't even know they have the problem, right? Objection crushing. It's going to help your clients get what they want, help them see how they're in their own way sometimes. And then sales conversations. This is assisting them through the decision-making process. And that can happen through content, right? If you put out content that educates your ideal customer, you're actually helping them make that buying decision. And then following up. Are you creating content that lets you follow up with your clients? Potential clients and current clients. Now, yes, a lot of this happens in email, but this can also happen out there on your social media platforms if you know how to call them out. If you can create content that calls them out, they're going to know that you're there for them. Okay. And then, of course, the post-sales customer relations. This is what's next for your customer. After they've hung out with you, they've invested in your product, and you've given them great results, where do they go next? Well, once again, that needs to happen through our content. So I want to walk through this really quickly before we jump into actually mapping out how we build the content, because this is the goal of all the content we create is to help our customer. In my training, in my training masterclass program, we talk about how to make our customer the champion. And making our customer the champion is the focus of all of our content. We want them to be able to help reach their goal and have the ultimate thing they desire. Now, in this case, of course, because I was teaching artists, this is in the case of, you know, with their problems and everything they have going on before they have your art and what happens after they have your art. Obviously, if you're not an artist, you're going to switch these out, right? Whichever that is, whatever your product is goes in here. Right here, these are all the different challenges that our customers face before they are ready to purchase. Right? These are all their doubts. These are all their fears. These are all the questions they have. All of these things we need to cover in our content. That's how we walk them through the story. It's their story, right? Their story from the problem to their solution. And we do it with our content. Does that, am I making sense? I'm going to stop sharing here really quick. All right. For anyone that is here, if you're here live, I'd love it if you would let me know where you're joining from. Also, please feel free to post your questions anywhere. So I know that we're over on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube. Facebook looks like right now something's going on with Facebook. So I will replay this live for you. So this will restream into Facebook if you were here and it didn't show up for you. So thank you for your patience. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to start walking through the 3-step formula. Why do we need this? Well, we need to be consistently creating content so that people trust us. If we're on there and then we're not on there and we're talking about all kinds of different things, that is not going to help our customers know who we are and what we're doing out here. What are we offering, right? Sometimes we forget to tell people, believe it or not. So we want to make sure that we have content that covers all of our bases. I'm kind of losing my voice here. So, how do you know if you already have a business? How do you know if your content is good? You know if you are getting more leads, if you're getting more engagement, if you're closing more sales, right? If you're attracting more customers and you're connecting with them and you're closing, you know that your content is resonating. That's good content. So that's our goal, is to create content that does all of those things for us. Okay? Let me go ahead and share my screen and we will dive in here. No. Where am I? Okay. I think we can. There we go. All right. Awesome, awesome. I love that. I love this way because I can see what you're seeing. Okay, so the first thing we want to talk about, of course, is that social media, we are tapping into sales psychology, which, as you know, if you hang out with me, I'm a neuroscience geek and my background is in sales psychology. So when we are creating content, that is exactly what you are doing. You're using sales psychology to help tap into human nature, how we think, how we process information to make it easier for people to make decisions. That's the whole process that we're walking through. So we want to do these three things. That's what I'm going to show you. You're going to choose your content category, right? We're going to choose why we want to do this. What is the objective that we want to accomplish? What is our goal? That's really the category, is what is our goal? Okay. And then we're going to decide the format that we're going to use to share our content. And then we're going to choose the platform that it works best on. Because different platforms, different kinds of content works better on different kinds of platforms. So we want to make sure that we align those so that we get the greatest reach. Reach is the number of people that the platforms put our stuff in front of, right? So the greater reach you have, the more people see your content. All right, so let's just dive in. I want you guys to know that you can have this if you would like to have this. When I was first creating content, I used this formula every time. I printed this out, I had it on my desk, and I was like, okay, what do I want to do today? Do I want to give inspiration? Do I want to educate? Do I want to be giving value? Do I want to be giving fun and entertainment? Or am I going to be asking for something? Those were the categories that I worked with. And then within these categories are all these different ways. So if I was going to give information, do I want to do it in a quote? Do I want to inspire people to have faith and belief and show them that they can have what they want by giving them a testimonial? Right? Testimonials are more not just about you showing your credibility. It's also helping people identify and see themselves in the customer that has the solution that they just got from you, right? It's an easy way for them to go, oh my gosh, that sounds just like me. So it's a very inspirational piece of content. It's also educational, but I like to keep it in the inspirational category. Gratitude, right? Gratitude for anything. That can be very inspiring. Customer appreciation. Do you want to do a shout out? Say, hey, you guys, thank you so much for being part of my community. Da, 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 whatever you want to say. Or creativity. As an artist, of course, I always like to put out content that boosts people creatively and supports them in that. But honestly, you would put in whatever category here fits with your product, right? Do you want to put out a mindset tip? Do you want to put out let's say your whole company is about, budget friendly meals. Do you want to put out a budget friendly meal thing? Whatever you want to do right here, you get the idea. Okay. The next category is, do you want to educate your customer? Do you want to show them, help them understand the depth of their problem? Right? What's the cost of them not getting your solution? That's problem awareness. Showing them the benefits of your product, not the features. Not the features. I used to get hung up on that all the time. Like, what your product is doesn't matter. They just want to know what it does. What does it do for them? Those are the benefits. You want to highlight those. You want to crush objections. These are the things that keep people from purchasing, right? People who, say, oh my gosh, I just don't have time for that. Well, can you create content around crushing that objection? Time and money are the biggest objections. So being able to have content that crushes those objections is key, especially when it comes to tailoring it to your product. Okay. Do you want to give a demonstration? Now, as an artist, of course, we did painting demos all the time, but maybe you have a product and you want to show it how it works. Like if you're on TikTok, you'll see people actually, they do unboxing, they get on the treadmills, they're showing you how the gadget works, whatever it is they want to offer, they're demoing it. Or are you going to share your story? You're going to share your story as to how you got to where you are right now. What brought you to making this solution and this product that you're out here offering people? You can offer people behind the scenes. What's behind the scenes of how you do what you do for people? That's super powerful. People love to see, the sneak peeks and the inside views. All right, giving value. How can you create value and offer it to build trust with your ideal customer, your potential customer? Right? Lead magnets are the most often used when it comes to giving value. And these are downloadable gifts. There are all kinds of things that you can offer in exchange for a customer's email, right? We want to be able to continually build our email lists. So what can you offer someone? Can you give them a checklist? Some kind of guide? When I have the 7-step art buyer's guide, that's how I would help my customers when it came time to them actually making a decision on a piece of art. There are lots of things that would hold people back. So I was giving them value by walking them through that process. I love that piece, that kind of content, because it actually guides them into purchasing, right? It helps them and it helps you. It's twofold there. Can you do some kind of smartphone wallpaper? Can you do a desktop screensaver? Can you do a calendar? Can you do a postcard, a note card? Those are things that are fun for artists to give away. But what can you do? What about stickers? What about ebooks? Can you create some kind of a little ebook? All of those things are ideas that you can use to build value and create trust. Do you want to just have fun? Right? These are really good for calling people out and getting them to raise their hands. Do you want to, ask a question? I think one of the most famous ones, and I'll give you this one because Molly Mahoney, you've probably heard it a lot of times from her. She's like, come up with something really controversial and just ask the question, Brussels sprouts, yes or no? At the time, it was around the holidays, right? Around Thanksgiving when people are fixing all these feasts. And her question was, do you guys have Brussels sprouts on the table? Yes or no? Do you love them or hate them? Right? Just for fun, a meme, a GIF, some kind of trivia question. That's a game I used to play. I used to do trivia every week inside my group, and it was a really fun thing. Okay. Asking. This is where we actually have the CTA. This is where we're like, okay, do identifier questions and conversation starters. I call these call out posts. This is where you're asking a question that's going to get someone to raise their hand. That's going to get someone to type yes or me or answer the question. Are you going to be making an offer? Do you have a special promotion? Do you have an exclusive deal? Are you asking them to share something? Are you asking them to share, their um, favorite Thanksgiving food? I mean, that may not have anything to do with what we're talking about, but what could they share that will help them in the art buying journey, right? Help them overcome objections to where they get what they want. What if they share their biggest challenge that they're facing? Okay. That gives you more ideas for content, by the way. Okay. Formats. Here's where we decide how we want to deliver. How do we want to deliver this content? Do we want to do it as a written post? Do we want to do it as a graphic, a photo, like a meme? I like to sometimes do both, right? You have the graphic and then you have the written post with it. But sometimes it could just be simple, super simple with just a graphic, like especially with a quote or something like that, right? Do you want to do an educational content piece and put it in a blog or do a vlog? Do you want to do a video training? That's a great way to build trust. Do you just want to go live, right? Or do you want to build a gift? Do you want to do a pre-recorded video and upload it somewhere, like here to the YouTube platform? Do you want to deliver this content in an email? Or do you want to do an audio voice recording? Do you want to write an article, like be a contributor for an article for a publication? Or are you going to give them some kind of a download? And all of those content formats, then you can decide which one you want to use where, right? And I want to really emphasize to focus on one, maybe two max when you're first getting started. The whole idea here is for you to have content consistently. So if you're having a problem, if you're having a hard time being consistent because you're trying to be all over the place on all the different platforms, narrow it down. Choose a platform that you know that most of your ideal customers hang out on and focus on that one. Focus building that one. Okay. They all have different features, they all have different advantages. So decide which one you want to focus on and go for it. And then the content ideas. So I just put some of these down here just for fun, right? But you can share you can share on your personal profile about your life and inject things in about your business, right? A travel journal. If you're doing a travel journal and you have your own business, like I do digital marketing, how can I inject my business into my travel journal? Well, my business is what gives me the freedom to travel like that, right? So I can talk about that. A process video. All right. I'm going to stop sharing here. That is how simple it is. If you keep it to those 3 steps, you are never going to run out of content, right? And then you can take content that you produce and you can drop it into ChatGPT and say, hey, make me 3 more posts like this one. And talk about, you could put in the different objections, right? My customers, typically have these 3 objections. Blink, blink, blink. Please create me 3 social media posts that address these objections. There you go. I think we all know that AI is out there for us, but sometimes if you're new to AI, it can be a little uncomfortable. So give yourself time to really mess around in there, right? Just give yourself some time. Block it off on the calendar. Put 30 minutes on the calendar and mess around with AI because I'm telling you, the content that it generates, it's not a copy and paste. It's not the be all end all solution, but man, does it give you great ideas. And then all you have to do is take that and tweak it, and it produce content for you in minutes. Minutes between choosing the formula, right? I want to give inspiration. I'm going to do it with a graphic and I want to share it on Facebook. Boom. That's it. Super simple. All right, I'm going to sign off. If you would like a copy of that, please let me know. You can just put content anywhere in the comments and I'll make sure to give you access to that so you can download that, print that off if that's going to be helpful to you. All right, take care, everyone. Thank you guys for being here.